And welcome to Talking Miners with the Rando here for another week. Well, today's been a day. If you live in the southeast, it's been very cold. It's been very wet, especially here where it's basically been rain. And then tomorrow it's going to be terrible because it's going to ice over. I before I because I actually do stuff besides just talk about hockey. I was looking at the weather, just trying to figure out, okay, what's it going to be like for the next bit. And tomorrow in the morning, it's probably going to be the coldest that I remember being within at least the past 5 years. It's going to be a wonderful, brisk 16 degrees. That's what they're predicting right now at the moment. Oh boy, just not fun. Just not fun at all. And I'm kind of disappointed because it's been basically just about freezing or right above freezing here in Huntsville, and yet 2 hours up north, Nashville gets a bunch of snow. They get to have fun. It's like, come on, really? We just get the rain, and then we get to deal with the icy roads in the morning, and yet Nashville gets the snow, and they get everything else fun. It's like, come on, come on, man. Well, I guess while we're here talking about pain, let's talk about some more pain. Uh, oh God. So of course, fan controlled football did start out their season. I was very high on the Glacier Boys. Of course, it's like they're my team. I gotta be high on them, and we got screwed by the officials. Seriously, that was a catch at the end. How the official missed the 1 foot down is just, uh, really, really. It just, yeah. But then also the Beast, man, they got a team. I have to see, you know, we don't know the draft order. Let me double check. I don't know if we have the draft order yet for Wednesday's draft, but let me check. No, I don't see it anywhere. It's going to be very interesting to see if they keep the same draft order with the Wild Aces having the first pick again, or will they change it to where if you lost by the most amount of points, you get the first pick. But I expect the Beast team to probably at least get a little divided up because they had the best team, in my personal opinion, that last Saturday against the Zappers, and the Zappers nearly made a comeback. They nearly had scored that touchdown, and probably would have tied it up to at least take it to overtime, but just like that, at the 5 yard line, just pushed out of bounds. You hate to see it. You just hate to see those kind of things happen. And while we're here, I guess let's just talk about a little bit about the SPHL before wrapping things up. Why? Why? Uh, man. Yeah, that sucked. Literally every game that I kind of wanted the other team to win, and no. One of those things. Knoxville beat Huntsville 5-2. Knoxville Macon beat Pensacola, which was like the only. Those were the two times I was like, "Yay, the right team won." Uh, Birmingham lost to Knoxville in overtime. We are going to talk about that game. There was actually some controversy with that game. It's going to lead to another discussion about instant review and why instant replay and stuff like that is needed within this league, and it can be done. Pensacola 4, Huntsville 3. Saturday night in Huntsville. It's like, come on. Well, and then, of course, Macon 3, Pensacola 2 in overtime. Macon scored with literally 3 seconds left in the game to tie it up, take an OT, and it's one of those things. So, I guess talk about the standings real quick to end out this segment. And sorry if if it sounds like I have a cold or sniffles. I literally do have a cold actually. I feel fine, so I don't think it's COVID or anything like that. But still, I got the sniffles. It's probably just because I'm very smart. I was outside doing some stuff today. Probably did catch a cold. But SPHL standings real quick. Number 1, Pensacola. They're still number 1. They have 19 points. Huntsville had a chance to beat them, and that didn't happen. But again, when we make my prediction show, I mean, not the prediction show, but when I make my picks at the end of the show, maybe that changes. Maybe, who knows? Macon is now in second with 16 points. They're tied with Huntsville for second, really. I said Macon's probably going to start making some noise. Looks like Macon's starting to make some noise. And again, they beat Pensacola. It was overtime. But they get to play them again this week. It's like, could we start to see some stuff happening, you know? One of those things. Huntsville just choked this weekend. They actually have a .0500 win percentage right now, and they're just a point ahead of Birmingham, which is very odd to see. And here's another interesting stat. Goals for and goals against. This is something I've very, very rarely seen. 51 goals for, 54 goals against. I mean, not 50, 51 goals for, 51 goals against. That's odd. You never see it just perfect 500 kind of everything. I mean, .500. And then you have the goals away, goals against average. Streak is 2, 5 and 5 past 10. I mean, 500 everything. Imagine if Huntsville actually goes 21 and 21 throughout the season. That would just be interesting at this point. And fourth is Birmingham. They had some okay showings. They kind of got screwed in that not Pensacola, but Knoxville game. Again, that's going to be talked about later. Probably segment 3, late segment 2. Just basically Knoxville's 2 goals were very iffy. So that allowed them to get some points to go move up into the lead. And then Knoxville, there's again, this is going to be interesting. Knoxville's at 12 points. They have to get 3 points to, at the moment, reach and tie with Birmingham. And that's doable if you just happen to have a hot weekend, which they kind of did, and it was kind of fluky at the same time. As I'm looking at this schedule, I'm looking through next Friday. Well, and you got to include Tuesday. They play tomorrow, literally about 24 hours from now, in Huntsville, which I will be at that game where Huntsville is going to play as the Tornado, which is a very odd, and I never thought you would see that kind of thing alive again, kind of thing. But yeah, it's like Knoxville can get hot, and they can get themselves in a decent position. Now, again, I think the 3 other teams that they would have to kind of hope have a terrible weekend. They do play each other, so that's going to hurt them. But Knoxville has the potential to possibly get within 4th if Birmingham just has a bad week. And that's very possible with some of the teams that are going to be playing. So, you never know with this league. All right, going to take a quick 5-minute break. After that, I'm going to talk about the FPHL is back again. And then we also had some stuff come out today regarding the fight that happened on the 3rd of this month. And some other little details, actually, from last season are now transferring over. And so we kind of know a little more. And I like that. We're seeing that. So, 5 minutes, going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about the SPHL Instant Review. And just things that need to happen. All right, 5 minutes. See you then.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
At Amazon, we're pretty good at getting things done. We're pretty good at solving problems. COVID-19 is the biggest challenge we've had to face. The challenges are what motivate us. Like flying masks to our employees around the world. We're doing everything we can to get you what you need, and doing everything we can to keep our people safe. I'm former Navy pilot Sarah Rhodes, and I'm proud to lead our Amazon Air network.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
At Amazon, we're pretty good at getting things done. We're pretty good at solving problems. COVID-19 is the biggest challenge we've had to face. The challenges are what motivate us. Like flying masks to our employees around the world. We're doing everything we can to get you what you need, and doing everything we can to keep our people safe. I'm former Navy pilot Sarah Rhodes, and I'm proud to lead our Amazon Air network.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
At Amazon, we're pretty good at getting things done. We're pretty good at solving problems. COVID-19 is the biggest challenge we've had to face. The challenges are what motivate us. Like flying masks to our employees around the world. We're doing everything we can to get you what you need, and doing everything we can to keep our people safe. I'm former Navy pilot Sarah Rhodes, and I'm proud to lead our Amazon Air network.
And welcome back to Talking Matters with the Rando. So, let's talk about the FPHL. last week I was like, I was very down because I was saying, this is not going to come back. This is done. This is this has basically destroyed the league for this season. Guess who was wrong? I'll admit it. I was wrong on this. I actually thought the league was done. I saw there was very little chance that this was going to come back. I didn't think there was going to be anything they could do to fix it, but here we are. Now, there are consequences, and I'm proven right on some stuff that I said on Monday. So let's just kind of get into the nitty gritty of this. Last Tuesday, this came out where the Columbus River Dragons, Carolina Thunderbirds, but an asterisk on that one, Port Huron Howlers, and the Elmira Enforcers are going to be actually playing a 4-league team season. But, this is where I said the asterisk for the Thunderbirds. Like I said, back way in December, I was like, I am not sure the Thunderbirds are going to be playing because of North Carolina's restrictions. And I was right. Thunderbirds are going to be playing as a road team only. So that is going to be odd for a little bit, but hey. And note something else to point out. I believe there's only going to be like 20 games. Let me reread this again because it's the FPHL. I will say they do many things well. However, they do have some issues on their press statements. So yeah, like 20 games each. So this is basically a very, very short season. I mean, this is basically going to be light playoffs, essentially, where everyone's going to be trying to get in. Now, something else I noticed that they announced was that the Commissioner's Cup, which is kind of like the championship, was not going to be awarded. They're going to have a brand new award just for the season, basically. And it's going to be awarded to the winning team. So, kind of drifting off from the SPHL and the idea, we're not going to award a main championship. However, still, so I mean, it's going to be odd. It's going to be a very odd thing. And then just to say again, just to note something. This starts on Friday. This upcoming Friday. So this is not going to be a quick little, we're going to start in March. This came out on the 12th, about 3 days ago. Here we go. We're going right now. So I still can't believe this is happening. Kind of. I said this. I think it was Friday. Let me go and find the tweet because I was talking to the goalies of the SPHL. I saw his retweet, and that's where I kind of said my thing. I'm not. Let me find it because I have some feelings about it. Hold on. Here we go. So I quote tweeted his tweet about it. I said, "Oh Lord, this is bad," because I still have questions about how some things are going to go. He said, "How so?" And here's some of my reasons. Geography. Now, at the time, no one kind of knew Carolina was a road team. That kind of came up later, so that's kind of alleviated some of that. But still, you have a team in Michigan. You have a team in New York, upper state New York, might I add. So New York's not exactly a small state. And then you have a team in Georgia. I'm not 100% sold on this. And it's just a scenario where I'm like, this cannot be that great. And then also I noted the seemingly flowing number of teams. I mean, the Fed said in their statement, hey, more can come possibly. We don't know. There's like a threshold, which is interesting to say the least. They have to play 16 games. So I think they're convinced Watertown's going to come in, which we'll talk about in a second. Because you might notice they're not in this. And then, I mean, maybe Danville, maybe Motor City. No one's for sure on that one. It's I'm not sold. I think the perfect word is sold. I'm not sold on this idea. I, I'm just concerned that we're going to see another big incident where everything blows up because these teams play each other a bunch and there's going to be a big fight. Because guess what? Well, we had this where Columbus and Carolina right before COVID ruined everything. And then we had this right before the first regular season game because of all those preseason games that Watertown and Elmira did, where fights just blew up stuff. And I guess let's just go talk about that real quick. Thankfully, I had someone notify me that the Fed decided to basically update the transactions page, and it kind of gave a lot of information about things. I'm basically convinced the Hat Tricks and Watertown are not going to be playing because they loaned a bunch of their players off to other teams. Hat Tricks basically became the Enforcers. Wolves basically became the Thunderbirds. So that's going to be interesting. Again, this is basically going to be All-Star Fed. Now, some questions we had coming in from last season, which, if you remember, there was a giant fight to end that I just kind of alluded to between Columbus and Carolina, where basically it was a line brawl, coaches got involved, and things happened, to say the least. So, Andre Nick, the Carolina coach, he's still in Carolina, he's still the head coach. However, he was suspended 8 games. Now, the question was, how was this suspension going to translate with all this stuff? And it looks like it was deferred. It was literally deferred. So they put down the transaction page that he's going to be on probation and he's suspended for 8 games. And in the 22-game season, I didn't do the math on this, which I should have done. But he's going to miss about... Not half, but... Yeah, 36% of the season. He's going to miss about 36% of the season. That's pretty big. That's like... You're basically switching a head coach. And... It'll be interesting to watch Carolina, considering they're also a road team. That's... That can go good or that can go really bad real quick. And I might have to say that's probably going to go bad real quick, my personal opinion. But hey, and then we have some kind of things from the Watertown Elmira fight that occurred in the locker rooms. Alec Basie, who, was one of the players I did not mention last Monday when talking about this, but I guess that's finally confirmed. Looks like now I don't get suspension review. I'm not sure if they're saying there's a suspension incoming or if that's a final review. But he and Ahmed Mahfouz both got fined. So in the fact, who knows what a fine means? That could just be a paycheck missed. It could mean more. And something odd to notice. Now, I could refresh this page and see both teams are fined. But just like I said, how yes, who's told multiple times the enforcers started the fight, and the enforcers were like, "No, we didn't start the fight. No, we didn't start the fight." Guess who probably started the fight? Elmira enforcers, organization fined for 2/3/21 incident in Watertown. I mean, come on, it's clear. Just be honest. Honesty is it frees the soul. Perhaps you should just be honest. It's not that hard. So it's I guess this is the end of everything that's going to be the investigation for that incident. I mean, I could see a wrap up happening pretty quickly, considering the season's about to start, and you probably want to forget that almost start happening. Um, yeah. Now, here's the one thing I'm shocked about. I personally would have thought that the Fed would have asked Watertown to come back instead of Elmira. I don't know why they. Why? I mean, I get why if the team decided, hey, we're not going to play. When I'm talking about Watertown, I get that, but it just feels odd that they came in. They were basically going to be the two teams for a little bit, and then boom, the nuke happens, and they decide not to come back, which I get. I mean, I don't get why Elmira is being allowed. I shouldn't say forced, but allowed to play. In my honest opinion, I would probably have them be forced to sit out for the rest of the season. Allow Watertown to come in and kind of be the Elmira and just do some kind of New York hybrid. Just it feels like just a fine is not enough, because we've seen what fines do for Robbie. He runs to GoFundMe and tries to get the fans to pay for it. And I would not be shocked if another sneaky little GoFundMe created by a fan, in air quotes, happens. It's like, why? Why are you're just allowing him to run away again? Yeah. And another thing, I'm very surprised about Ahmed Mahfouz getting a fine only. I was 100% expecting some kind of 10 to 12 game suspension. That was kind of the rumor going around, that he would get some kind of game suspension. Now, that could honestly lead to next day. Here in our statement, we are going to be finding off Ahmed Mahfouz 10 to 12 games. And it's like, okay, well, but just to see fines only and no suspensions, it's just odd. Let me see if I can find some old. Let me find the 2020 transactions, all divisions. This is where everyone was translated. This is where everyone was released and signed to PTOs. Well, there's that logo I recognize. Oh. Where is the suspensions? Come on. Let's see. Suspension. So I mean, it now this could. I'm looking at this from 2020. It could be a different system. They could be wording it things differently this year. Let me see if there's. Yeah, here we go. Here's the bar. Why does it have to keep loading? No, don't. Okay. Here we go. So Andre Nix suspension from. We're nearly, just to show how long ago this has been. We're nearly at a year from that game, where everything just blew up. It says suspended by league for 12 games, and then it was commuted 8 games, and then with undisclosed probation. Not prohibition, but probation. So this could be just saying they're under review, which I found that odd. So we'll see. I'm still surprised that there are no true suspensions. So let's just see. I have a feeling there's going to be some suspensions. That feels too big for just fines. All right. 5-minute break. Next segment, going to talk about the SPHL needs instant review, and it's basically needed right now. Going to talk about the MILB system, basically all the confirmed changes and some other little details that have come out. And finally, to end off the show, I'm going to have my SPHL picks for the week. Be back in 5. See you then.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
At Amazon, we're pretty good at getting things done. We're pretty good at solving problems. COVID-19 is the biggest challenge we've had to face. The challenges are what motivate us. Like flying masks to our employees around the world. We're doing everything we can to get you what you need, and doing everything we can to keep our people safe. I'm former Navy pilot Sarah Rhodes, and I'm proud to lead our Amazon Air network.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
At Amazon, we're pretty good at getting things done. We're pretty good at solving problems. COVID-19 is the biggest challenge we've had to face. The challenges are what motivate us. Like flying masks to our employees around the world. We're doing everything we can to get you what you need, and doing everything we can to keep our people safe. I'm former Navy pilot Sarah Rhodes, and I'm proud to lead our Amazon Air network.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
At Amazon, we're pretty good at getting things done. We're pretty good at solving problems. COVID-19 is the biggest challenge we've had to face. The challenges are what motivate us, like flying masks to our employees around the world. We're doing everything we can to get you what you need, and doing everything we can to keep our people safe. I'm former Navy pilot Sarah Rhodes, and I'm proud to lead our Amazon Air network.
And welcome back to Talking Miners. So, let's talk about last bit of SPHL before the end of the show. I mentioned how there was a game Saturday night that was very controversial. There was kind of some thoughts about why things should have been done. Or how things should have been done. I should say it would be better. Knoxville had 2 goals. I've reviewed this. I've gone to the point where I just don't care. And it's like, why am I going to show them when they're just going to keep allowing this? Where even if I show bad goals where are at least controversial goals where people could understand, it's just like, it feels like the league, I'm defeated. It feels like where every time, even if I show something, it's just not, they're not going to look at it. And it's like, you could have had instant replay where something is looked at and it's just talked about. I mean, just even quick discussion would be at least nice. But it feels like that's something we can't even have. I mean, it has gone to the point where, now, I love Stickheads of the South. This is not a knock at them or anything like that. Or even if you have them saying, hey, SPHL, you need to kind of take a look at it implementing this system. You maybe there's something to it. I'm just saying. Maybe someone has a point. But it's like, what does it take for a league to listen to the fans? I said this. I'm going to read a couple of my tweets because I feel like they're still accurate. I said, I mean, they were talking about how the high school association here in Alabama, the Sports High School Association, has even some forms of instant replay. And we talked about how you could literally look off the hockey TV stream. You could go and take a look and say, hey, these goals may not stand. Let's call them off. They might not be good. And when you have, again, I said this before, and I'll say it again. When you have the Fed, while they do not have instant replay, they at least have the 4-man system. It's insane. There was another fan, shout to Ian Murrow. He was talking about how it feels like, 4-man crew in a replay system. Who says no? Besides a certain league that wants to be cheap, which SPHL. And I was saying yes. I mean, in every single team is affected by the lack of a modern officiating system in this league. 4-man and an instant replay is modern. We are stuck in the caveman times of 3 people and that's it. Even when you sign this big fancy contract with Hockey TV, you just basically use it as advertising and that's it. You can't you should be able to innovate. That's the thing. And we again, and I said this, and I feel like this is too accurate every time I keep reading it. We're talking about having the system, basically having an iPad, have the feed 30 seconds behind, and have someone in the booth basically watch the feed 30 seconds behind. And he said, "Yep, have the feed 30 seconds behind and let the officials take a look. It's not that hard. It's just arrogance, and it feels like it feels like there's just arrogance coming from the league where it's like, we are not going to basically do instant replay. We're just going to stick to our 3-man system and that's it." And it's like you're digging a hole, and it's not worth it. I don't get it. It feels like it's just, why not listen? Why not even attempt to try it? It feels like no, we're not. It's not going to. If there's not even, if you're not even going to attempt it, it's just arrogance. It feels like that's the perfect word, arrogance. Where we're not going to try new things. We're not going to innovate. Or when people have an idea, we're not even going to try it. Just like we're not even going to do a test run. It just, it makes me angry. It's like, why? Why do you do this? Man. All right. While I get back, let's talk about the MILB. I haven't talked about this in a while, but over the week, in fact, on the same day that the Fed announced their return, the minor league baseball dropped basically what the leagues are going to look like, what's this and that. Affiliations are basically double confirmed. It looks like everyone signed to a 10-year contract, so from 2021 to 2031, you're stuck with your team. So if you guys don't like, let's say you are a Pensacola Blue Wahoos fan, you're a Tampa Bay fan, but hey, your team is stuck with Miami. Well, good luck. You're stuck with that for 10 years. So you're gonna watch Miami players develop there, which is going to be interesting. Which I kind of prefer that they went back to the shorter contracts. So say something didn't work out, you don't have a big blow up where no players are sent. It's like that could kind of blow up in your face, kind of thing. 10-year contracts are a little iffy, but hey, that's just me. Who's I'm just saying. But kind of the first thing I want to point out when it came to AAA, before I know everyone's going to want to talk about, what about the name? What about league names? What about league names? I'm going to get to that. Let's talk about AAA real quick. The rumors for basically the entire time when there was the leaked lists and that teams that were going to get scrapped and such, and everyone was like, what's going to happen with AAA? Because the rumor was that AAA is going to become 3 leagues, 10 teams each, and no one knew what was going to really happen. Well, it looks like that rumor that was possibly true, kind of just died, and they went back to having 2 leagues, where it looks like the Eastern League, that's going to be AAA, which hopefully that's still our National League, because if they take that name away, it's going to be kind of why. It's going to a really big why decision. And we'll get to that in a second. But that's 20 teams, which is insane. That's going to be 3 divisions. And then you have AAA West, which is going to be 10 teams, 2 divisions. So, I think 3 leagues would have been better at this point. I know you would have broken up some rivalries between teams, but it's kind of like, it's the East is just kind of big, and then you got the West where it's really spread out, where I think you could have plucked some of these Midwest teams and put them into a 3rd league, which would have been a lot better from the East. It's like, since we're looking at this, I think you could have easily taken Columbus, Indianapolis, Iowa, Louisville, Omaha maybe. I would have probably put that in AAA West. St. Paul, Toledo, Buffalo, and Lee Valley. That probably could have easily been a 10-team league right there without an issue. And you could have ran with everyone else. I could even probably make the argument where you could run a nice little 4-team league with probably 8 or 9 with 8 teams. I mean, Charlotte, Durham, Gwinnett, Jacksonville, Memphis, Nashville, Norfolk. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, you would have had to grab a team. So let's say you randomly grab. Well, that would have been hard. Yeah, that would have been hard. But let's say you run with 6. You take Norfolk out. You don't have divisions. It's just top 4 make the playoffs. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4. You could have easily run with that, I think. I feel like they just kind of grouped everything together just for saying, we grouped everything together. It's just, eh. And I guess now we're here. No, before we talk about league names, I want to talk about one thing real quick. The geography of teams. I think they actually got this pretty good, I have to say. It looks like everything's just about lined up the way it should be. I do have some questions about AAA West and a couple of AA affiliate choices, because something like having San Diego be in Texas, LA Dodgers, they're of course in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And it's like, you probably could have done some switches and been okay. I mean, why is LA not with Reno? Why is San Diego probably not with someone like, I don't know. San Diego's kind of in a hard between a hard rock and a hard place. I mean, but again, there's a few little things, but I guess kudos to the MLB for actually sticking to their guns on saying we're going to put teams with pretty close, at least within their market, fairly. Southern League, I think, is the best example of this. Atlanta, Mississippi. Tampa Bay is with Montgomery. Miami is with Pensacola. Chicago's with Birmingham. Cincinnati's with Chattanooga. Literally, the only odd duck out is the Angels with Rocket City Trash Pandas. I was 100% expecting over when this was happening for the Angels to be removed as a Trash Panda from the Trash Pandas family and just being moved. But hey, that happened. So I'm excited to kind of see the Angels stay as the Trash Pandas affiliate. So yeah, I think this is going to be very interesting now that it's basically been confirmed there's going to be a 2021 season. Looks like everyone's going to start in May, which is a little later, but I don't think it's going to be as big of a deal. And to be honest, I think a May start would be actually a lot better because people are exiting school, and then you can go in October when the playoffs are happening. So, I'm a fan of it. What I am not a fan of, league names. Right now, it's kind of unknown what that's going to be. The rumor, which I really believe, because this makes the most sense, is that the MLB is going to be selling off league names to sponsors. So think NBA G League. That's really what used to be called the NBA's Development League. The D League became the NBA Gatorade League. So then became the G League. So I am 100% expecting something like the International League presented by Verizon, or the Verizon Southern League, or the AT&T New York Penn League, something like that. I'm expecting that at this point. I believe that because Rob Manfred loves to kill the game and corporatize it all he wants. So good and bad, I guess, with that. All right, that's it for this segment. Next segment, before I end off the show, SPHL picks. I got a couple I think is going to surprise people, but hey, you never really know with some of my picks. You never know. All right, 5 minutes. Be right back to end off the show.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
At Amazon, we're pretty good at getting things done. We're pretty good at solving problems. COVID-19 is the biggest challenge we've had to face. The challenges are what motivate us, like flying masks to our employees around the world. We're doing everything we can to get you what you need, and doing everything we can to keep our people safe. I'm former Navy pilot Sarah Rhodes, and I'm proud to lead our Amazon Air network.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
At Amazon, we're pretty good at getting things done. We're pretty good at solving problems. COVID-19 is the biggest challenge we've had to face. The challenges are what motivate us, like flying masks to our employees around the world. We're doing everything we can to get you what you need, and doing everything we can to keep our people safe. I'm former Navy pilot Sarah Rhodes, and I'm proud to lead our Amazon Air network.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
At Amazon, we're pretty good at getting things done. We're pretty good at solving problems. COVID-19 is the biggest challenge we've had to face. The challenges are what motivate us, like flying masks to our employees around the world. We're doing everything we can to get you what you need, and doing everything we can to keep our people safe. I'm former Navy pilot Sarah Rhodes, and I'm proud to lead our Amazon Air network.
And welcome back to the final segment of Talking Miners. It's time for my SPHL weekend predictions. Now, there's not exactly a weekend prediction for the first pick because that game is literally tomorrow, Tuesday. It's going to be very odd, which again, I hope I can make it because there's probably going to be so much black ice on the road. I don't know. And at this point, I would not be surprised if the game's canceled, or at least postponed. So let's at least attempt to give a prediction for that game. Right now, I have Huntsville winning in overtime. Even though Knoxville's going to lose, they're going to have that 1 point with them. So I've got Huntsville winning 3-2 in overtime, and then move all the way to Friday. Knoxville's going to be in Birmingham. I got Birmingham losing 4-2 to Knoxville. I think Knoxville's going to go on a bit of a streak. You'll see. Macon at Pensacola. I have Macon winning this 4-2 also. So this is going to be kind of a 4-2 night. And then to wrap everything up, Saturday, Knoxville at Macon. I got Macon winning 4-3. So Knoxville's going to have not exactly a winning streak. I lied. But maybe we'll see something again. Maybe they have a weekend winning streak, to kind of say. But Macon is going to win this one 4-3. It's going to be very close, but Macon's going to pull out. And then Birmingham is going to be in Pensacola. I got Birmingham losing to Pensacola. I have a bad feeling I'm going to get yelled at for this one. Pensacola wins 7-1. I think this is going to be a blowout. And then finally, we got 2 Sunday games. So this is going to be interesting. Knoxville still in Macon. They're going to be winning 4-3. It's going to be another close game, but it's going to be flipped. Knoxville's going to end up winning that one. And then Huntsville's in Pensacola. Huntsville's going to win in overtime 2-1. So they're gonna pick up those 2 points that they need during this week, which is, you never really ever know. All right, that has been it this week for Talking Minors with the Rando. I hope you enjoyed the fun time here. Be sure to check out my Twitter at Minor League Rando. Thank you to 12 Ounce Sports for hosting. Be sure to check out the other shows here, of course, on 12 Ounce Sports. We have so many different shows. Got Mike, we got Glenn. They talk about, of course, Mike, I heard he had some spicy takes about the FCF that, if you saw my Twitter, I did not agree with him on those spicy takes. But hey, he might have some good points every once in a while. But still, go check him out. I think he's on Sunday, so I'll have to go and double check that. Again, thank you for tuning in. Have a good night, everyone, and I'll see you next week.